Yo, what's going on? I'm Tahir more.
And I am Patrick Cloud.
And this is another episode of Damn Internet, You Scary.
Ooh, drop that beat.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey.
Okay, I like this one. Hey, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah. Damn. Damn.
Oh.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Damn Internet, you scary.
Damn.
Damn Internet, you scary.
Damn.
Damn Internet, you scary.
Bow, 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 bow.
Damn Internet, you scary. Damn Internet, you scary. Damn Internet, you scary.
Yeah.
Damn Internet, you scary.
Ballin'.
Damn Internet, you scary.
Yeah.
I love my wife.
Ooh, the beat drop. We've never made it this far. I just tried to pull out every ad lib.
Every ad lib possible, just throw that in there. Chance the Rapper, I love my wife. Chicago.
When did he say that? Everyone's making fun of Chance for saying I love my wife, but I'm trying to find it on the album.
He doesn't say it. You just
like
feel it in the music that he
Okay.
really loves his wife.
Hey man, it's a weird time in history where you can get made fun of for loving your wife.
And that's people don't want to hear about you making it. They want to hear about you trying to make it. They like to come up. They like to root for the underdog. When you make it, you know it's kind of hard, man.
That is true because there are a number of artists that I feel like I really liked them during the come up, and then when they blew up and became mainstream, I stopped listening to them.
Yeah.
But I always assumed that was because their sound changes, which is a lot of times like someone like a Wiz or a Nicki. I really like their sound coming up, and then it seems like they started making music for white people.
Wiz changed the hardest out of all the people, man.
That was tough for me.
Oh my God, Cabin Fever 1 and 2, Cushion Orange Juice.
Cushion Orange Juice was a masterpiece.
It was a mess, and I'm talking about the one before it got on iTunes. One where he didn't get anything cleared. The first.
Oh, I didn't hear the one on iTunes.
Oh yeah, the one on iTunes. They
took out all the
clearance.
samples.
Yeah, they couldn't get something as clear. So
yikes. R.I.P.
yo,
to
that first
mixtapes.
one. Oh.
I was literally at the age where I was like just starting to smoke, but I was kind of subconscious about it. And then he was the rapper that was like, "No, man, it's okay. Everything's better when you're high." And I was like, "Thanks, Wiz." And then he started. I don't know what he started doing.
Oh my God, he switched
Still
it
a
up
cool
so
guy.
hard. Yeah,
Still
he's
very cool
still
guy.
super cool. Just
but
like I can't.
musically, it was just like
Best thing to come from Wiz is Ty Dolla $ign.
he signed him.
I'm pretty sure. I think Ty Dolla $ign is on Wiz's label. I know he works with Mustard a lot, but
You forget that all these rappers have rappers under them.
yeah.
Which is not, it doesn't seem like the smartest deal to sign. Because you signed to somebody who signed to somebody who signed to somebody.
Yeah.
But hey.
Who was Ty Dolla $ign signed to? I feel like he was signed to him. Signed a record deal with Wiz Khalifa, Taylor Gang. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
You think that's the best thing that come from Wiz?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't listen to a lot of Ty Dolla $ign. Is he cool?
Yeah, man. Ty Dolla $ign and Party Next Door, they're like that perfect blend of like hood and singer. That's my go-to.
I haven't heard from Party in a minute. I used to like Party.
Yeah, Party Next Door. I like both of them better than I like Weeknd. I can't really get with that whole off-key falsetto thing that he does.
I really liked House of Balloons though. When House of Balloons dropped his first project, I was like,
that
this
one had
nigga
some
is
joints
the
on it, but
shit.
after that, like it kind of got too.
Yeah, then Thursday dropped. I was like, and then the next one dropped, and the next one, and the next one. I was like, it's
You know, he don't really fuck with it because he don't even know the name of the next ones.
For real though. I mean, he just started getting this like haunted, like Trey Songz-esque ghoulish sound,
Yeah,
where
the
every
ghost
song
sound,
was just
yeah.
like, it's like
I'm good.
haunted ass studio.
Best thing I liked was I Can't Feel My Face and
He Can't Feel My Face was a song about being on drugs.
yeah, obviously.
And he was performing it, dancing and sweating at the VMAs. I was like, this is cool. This is really cool. He's like talking to drugs, like kids, like I can't feel my face. I'm on
I can't
cocaine.
feel my face when
I'm coked out.
And there was the other one, Earn It. Was it the one from the Mr. Gray movie?
Earn it.
Oh,
Girl, you worth it.
Yeah.
Catchy. Even people who don't mess with him like
that song right there.
So he's catchy for sure. But I don't know. I'm more of a
Ty, you like Ty Dolla $ign, man. It's very chill. If you
I've
like
heard some
TND, you
songs.
like Ty Dolla $ign.
I've definitely heard some songs.
Yeah, I fuck with Ty Dolla $ign.
I don't really like R&B like that. Period.
I think you just gotta find the right lane with it, man.
It's I know my lane. It's kind of like it's a very chill.
Yeah.
It's the same lane that I like rock for the most part, but like I like psychedelic rock.
Really?
Yeah, like or alternative. That's a surprise.
Didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, like Fall Out Boy, Linkin Park alternative, or
Oh God, no, Jesus!
I liked Linkin Park and all that shit. Soundgarden, Fall Out Boy.
Soundgarden's cool.
I when it was like during the hype of the American Pie, all the shit they was playing on American Pie, I was already fucking with that.
I don't know.
Wolf Mother, I love Wolf Mother.
I used to grow up on like Offspring and Blink-182 and all that stuff, but as I was older, it became like Nirvana, Beatles. You know,
I like Nirvana.
Pink Floyd.
Beatles, I still haven't got completely into yet.
They're so good, man. They're so good.
You are a true fucking hippie, bro. Like, it's such a fucking hippie to the fullest.
But it's because a lot of people look at their like early stuff when they had a suit on and the bowl cut and they were jacking black people stuff like twist and shout, you know. Like, but if you look past when Bob Dylan introduced them to weed and drugs, and then their whole sound changed, and it just became like that's when you see like those old white people like Beatles, like there's no like the musicality. It's like it's that area.
I like when artists switch it up on the tail end of their career, and gain a whole new fan base like
maturity.
That. Like Marvin did. Marvin Gaye used to be clean cut. You look at early pictures of Marvin Gaye, yo man, let me see.
That's when he was like a crooner.
Yeah, that's when he was like he was signed and. Because
before the roll up,
look at this, look at the plain face Marvin Gaye.
Oh, that's wild.
And this is the Marvin that we know right here. This is what's going on. Well, he just became aware of what was going on in the in the times, man. And he was like, yo, they fucking us up, bro.
Drugs will do that.
But this is the Marvin I like. This is my favorite artist of all time, man.
Really?
Marvin Gaye.
What's your favorite song?
Man, probably "I Want You."
So that instrumental is crazy. Yo, the thing about Marvin Gaye is I accidentally downloaded an instrumental for some reason. It's not like I was trying to like sing, do karaoke. Ain't nobody got Marvin Gaye vocals like that. But like, he added so much. Like the instrumentals are almost bare. He adds like all these like background vocals and stuff and his melodies, and it's like you don't even recognize the instrumentals after when he's not on it.
Marvin is, and that song to me is such a true testament of human nature. It's like, I want you, but I want you to want me too. It's not like, bitch, I don't want to just be out here looking goofy for your ass. I want you.
So simple too.
It's simple. It's simple, man. Marvin Gaye, best who ever done it.
What album was that?
That
was his big one, right?
Was it on What's Going On? I should know that because he's my favorite.
Did he produce that album? I want to say there was like some crazy fact about the What's Going On album.
I know they were afraid to let that one out because
the white man.
Because it has so much like
wokeness.
Yeah, wokeness. That's for lack of better words.
First woke album.
Oh man, don't even get me started. I don't know.
Yo, the album cover was fly as hell, man. He had these big ass collars. He looked like a damn black vampire.
Yeah, man. Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, he produced it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Shout out to
Marvin Gaye, man.
Marvin Gaye.
Political crossover. He came through with it.
Young Gay.
That's not what he prefers.
What up, Gay? You know, like basketball coaches be calling you by your last name.
Like,
what's up, Mr. Gay?
Whoa.
Hey,
it's Coach Gay to you.
Come on now. All right, speaking of shit that's out of line, my first hits joint fact that I'm going to ask you is so out of line. It's brought to you by @CNicole with 2 C's. Do sperms cry when they hit the stomach acid? Think of the visual. Cum tears. Sperm tears. You're still like looking up Marvin Gaye facts. I was like, these are living creatures. So
that's the thing. I don't know. Like, I thought when air hit sperm,
they died.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I could be wrong.
But girls be, you know.
Yeah, but they like
no air in
when
it.
They breathe and they.
Do you need to breathe to swallow? No, you don't. That's not where the air goes. Those are two different. Lungs is breath. Stomach is.
I'm not gonna put a whole lot of effort to try to think about how much air they breathe in when they
swallow semen.
They take that load.
But I think the science part of it, if you look past the graphicness, these are living things, beings. Wow, didn't want that. These are living. What? Was that all
You had
right?
to circle back to it?
I was speaking from the man's point of view. But if these things hit the stomach where there's acid, technically they would die, right?
I mean,
horribly.
technically, hell, man. This tube is a lot longer than I remember.
Oh wow! It's like, oh, this nigga's packing. It's been like 5 seconds.
Bro, get down there. Where's the X?
I also wonder how acidy stomach acid is. Like, does stuff drop in there and it's like I just picture like the bubbling vats in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Really, I don't know is really the only thing you could say to this. It's really just about saying the question.
I have so many questions
the boldness
about
of the question.
Biology. Like how soon do you catch something from somebody? Like if somebody got something, is it immediately?
You talking about cold or STD?
Like STD. Like soon as
how quick?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like if it's bacteria, it has to kind of like grow, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but like what I'm saying is like, is as soon as there's contact, or like 2 strokes in, 3 strokes in.
See, that's the type of nigga logic that's gonna get you in trouble, because you'd be like, well, I'm only at 7 strokes. You don't get nothing until 15. As long as I'm done by 13, I should be good.
I ain't never got to worry about that. I put a little piece of toilet tissue, roll it up like this, and stick it in the pee hole, and then put some masking tape right over the pee hole.
Oh.
And you can always go raw.
Oh. My word. My innocence.
You never done that? You never
No.
put a little toilet tissue, just roll a little bit up, just slide it in there.
What is it? I feel like it has a nickname, like the mailbox or something.
My hole has never been that big to where I refer to it as the mailbox.
Oh my God.
Just put a little tape over there. There's nothing can get in. You seal that bad boy on off, man. Now you got to be careful, because you got to be able to snatch that off right before you come. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself pregnant.
It's a volcano. You're going to have that buildup. It's going to blow. This is all horrible stuff. Whoa, wait. So wait, are you saying that the only way to get something is through the pee hole?
Yeah.
I feel like you have like pores on your skin and all that stuff?
Yeah, but like for that type of thing, you can be exposed to like herpes, I believe.
What?
Skin to skin contact.
Right, which has nothing to do with the pee hole.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the pee hole. But everything else sexually transmitted is usually through vaginal intercourse.
Really? I don't know why. I thought you can get something around, like if something touches your shaft or something touches the base.
Yeah, you can, like herpes.
Yeah, but besides that, you can't get any like bacterial stuff.
I didn't think so. I mean, the whole thing with that, with a lot of the bacterial things, like even guys can get yeast infections if they don't clean properly under the shaft, where the shaft meets the ball. You got to pull the skin back and get the mushroom tip. If you don't do all of that, that bacteria will sit there, grow warm areas, and just make it work. So yeah, you got to still do that.
This is a great
It's a grown-up conversation.
This is a great opportunity to transition while we're in this lane. I didn't know where to throw this conversation in, but this seems like a good spot. So.
Yeah.
1 second.
All right, get it out, sis.
I'm allergic to horribleness, apparently. So Men's Health did a couple of amazing articles that I'm going to probably read on the show. This particular one for this episode is sex workers that share the funniest thing a client ever asked them to do. So I don't know if you've ever been to like the search segment or the category segments of a porn website. If you haven't, do not ever go. Figure out what you want and search that specifically. Do not see what else is out there.
It's a lot of stuff out there.
People are sick.
It's a whole category for guys that like to get head under tables.
Under tables?
Under tables. Like chicks just giving you head under a table, like a table like this. That's a whole category. There's a lot of videos.
That's just a fetish that that's something you would almost want to dive into. Like why tables? That's what
why can't I eat Thanksgiving dinner and get head at the same time? But you can.
I meant like why? What in your brain needs the table? I would ask questions about that. It's like those segments that are like pirate or self facials. Yes, self facials is a thing.
A guy giving himself a facial?
He literally like.
Yo, nope, checked out. Check, please. Check.
So, and these were all thumbnails. I didn't click. I didn't get that brave, but I was just like, what the hell? You didn't
do it for research purposes?
Hell no. I clicked self-facial for research purposes because I was like, what the hell is that? Is this sex in a spa? Nope. I was like, yo.
Oh, man.
Porn sites aren't really good about shielding you, like especially from those like border things. It'll be like an octopus like putting a tentacle in a girl, like, yeah, you like that? I'm like, whoa. I wanted male and female.
Nah, man, if you're on that site, you're exposed to any and everything that's there. So just know that before you go looking.
Well, the good people at Reddit posed a question asking about fun client stories to sex workers, right? And they got hundreds of responses. And here is probably the most strange. So one dude was turned on by straight up insulation. He had a guy pay her to pretend to rub pink insulation on her and say, "I'm so itchy," while the guy jerked off. Okay.
Yo, she better take a shower. She gonna get fiberglass off her lungs.
That's where we're starting.
That sounds like the Pink Panther insulation that they used to put in the walls.
The "I'm so itchy" part is weird. Like, wow, that is something I don't want to explore. Another one is one client was turned on by cheese. He said that she grated cheese for 45 minutes. She went through a massive amount of cheese. I don't know if you've ever grated cheese. I'm sure you have, but one block goes in like a minute. So 45 minutes of cheese.
He brought a whole wheel.
Man, more than a wheel. He brought
a cheese wheel from Amsterdam. That's another thing they had in Amsterdam. They had a lot of cheese. Like,
wheels is a weird way to measure cheese for me. Like, if you brought a cheese wheel to the show, I'd be so perplexed.
Because of these protective containers, it's weird.
Is there always a slice cut out like Pac-Man? Or is that just how it's portrayed?
Nah. It's usually just in that protective container. And sometimes they put like an extra plastic lining on the outside of it too. But
do they do wheels in all types of cheeses, or do specific types of cheeses get wheels?
I don't know. I didn't ask all those questions.
I would be asking the cheesy questions. But yeah, it said, I don't know how many cheese it was, but it took up all the room in the fridge. So he came with grocery bags.
Wow.
This one is hilarious to me. One client wanted to fight her.
He's like Fight Club. It just
how much? $60?
Oh no, wait, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style?
She found out you did martial arts and broke the VIP room so we could wrestle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style. That is hilarious. He's like, I'm not even trying to get off.
The amount of money it takes to buy out the VIP, because when you buy out the VIP room at a strip club, you literally are basically buying for like 5 songs and you got to buy drinks. So 5 songs, they're not going to play the full length of the songs. You're literally paying for like maybe 20 minutes. Oh. Maybe 20 minutes. And then you got to buy drinks too. So if he just did that just to wrestle, man, he got bread.
Aren't there, oh yeah, all these niggas have bread. I don't think any poor people have, I think if you're broke, you don't have crazy fetishes. I think there's like a rich to weird fetish chart. Like the richer you are, because I feel like lawyers and businessmen be taking off. They'll be like, I'm going on my lunch break, and then they go and they're just like walked around on a leash by some madame. There's like hella documentaries about that. It's weirdly like a rich power thing, but there's no like restrictions to what you can and can't do in the VIP room.
At strip clubs, there are, yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't this at a strip club?
I don't know. They say it's sex workers, so that might be like in Amsterdam, stuff like that, or like in Vegas at like the Bunny Ranch and shit like that.
So this other girl was a professional cuddler who was making $160 an hour to cuddle with people.
Yeah, I've heard something like that.
Which, you know, how long can you cuddle with somebody though? Like,
I mean, I
can't
guess
cuddle
if
with somebody for an hour.
I guess if it's platonic, you just laying there and all you're really doing is just hugging somebody and maybe rubbing their shoulders.
That's super sad.
It's sad to think that they couldn't find somebody to do that shit for the free ski.
Yeah, right.
The fuck.
But here's where sad and hilarious kind of meet. She has a man that pays her to come to his home office on Mondays while he makes cold calls for the week, and she sits behind him and cuddles him while he's working.
You know what? That I actually understand.
Why? Because you're treated so shitty?
I've had to cold call people before. And when people shut you down, man, you feel like shit. After like that 10 shut down, you want somebody to like come rub your back. Oh, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get the next person. You're like, yeah, I am gonna get the next person. Hey, you want to get HBO?
But you're paying a cuddler That's hilarious. If you don't make any cold calls, you just paid $160 to work.
Hey, man. That's a necessary expense right there. Collateral damage is what we call that.
This one is horrible. One client who was a professional dominatrix, he had... the client was into gas. So he was an extremely pushy fart fetishist who used, he made her use a bicycle pump to fill herself up with air so she could fart super hard in his face. And then she said, I turned him down. And then he asked me out and was genuinely mystified as to why I turned him down. I will never understand. I know that's my new favorite word, but like I will never understand the niggas at all because they just don't. I don't get why some niggas just don't get it. Rejection just doesn't make sense to them. He was like, I want you to fart in my face. No? Well, can we go to Applebee's? No. Was it something I said? Yes.
It's like when guys try to holler at a chick and they tell them no, and they be like, why want your number anyway, ugly bitch? I'm like, yes, you did. Why do it? Don't call her ugly because she don't want you. She could have a whole family or something. You can't even say no nicely without somebody calling you ugly or fat. So
and it's
just an ego thing.
It's also a pretty obvious turnaround. Like everybody in the room knows that you're lying your ass off right now. Like you come on.
Stop.
You're gonna
ladies
turn that.
Got it tough on him, man. They got it tough on you. I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially from this article. But yeah, this is apparently, one guy was into doing stuff during the election. So some dude called her to a hotel the first night of the Clinton-Trump debate and paid her for 2 hours of CBT, which is cock and ball torture, while he watched. So I guess the debate was what he was into. But anybody who wants cock and ball torture, what is that? Is it like a speed bag? Like
I don't know, man. Like it don't sound right. Like
cock and ball torture. My Google, I'm on some list.
Search history
my history
is
be crazy.
Whoever gets
Okay, let's cover the
let me see. Oh, wait a second. Nope.
Genital piercing, wax play, genital spanking, squeezing, ball busting, genital flogging,
just
urethral
stepping
play,
on the dick,
tickle torture, erotic tickle torture. It's hilarious. Okay, let me get out of this.
All right, man.
Because I just saw a split open penis. I will not put that in the images. I'm just not gonna put any images during this segment. I'm gonna just put like a happy face. It's just gonna be a happy face this whole episode, maybe. Yo, this one is funny. One girl said that all she had to do was hog tie this nigga in a corner and ignore him for 2 hours. This nigga wanted to be ignored.
It's time to. Okay, you can let me go now.
She been gone?
You can let me go now.
No, I'm actually finished.
All right, it's been an hour and a half. I gotta get back to work. Shut the fuck up, James.
No. I just needed 2 hours. It's not until you be like, all right, I only have enough money for 2 hours. It's like, all right, I'll let you go. Wow, that's probably the freest one of these. To be ignored. I'd be ignored for the hell of free.
All you gotta do is just go to a black club and don't buy no chicks, no drinks. They're gonna ignore the hell out of your goof ass. That's what I'm saying.
If he went to the right places, he would get all the ignorance.
All of that for the freedom.
For real, though. Unless he gets disappointed when somebody's like, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, this whole night is ruined.
Who was talking to this bitch?
Oh, this one might be more your speed. This is called splashing and booking.
Wait a minute, motherfucker.
I ground a sponge cake into this guy's face with my ass while pouring custard on his dick and jerking him off before doing body slides with custard all over us. Yo, I didn't read all of that first.
Neither of us could stand on the towel afterwards because we're covered in so much slippery food.
Custard is disgusting.
All right,
I don't like food stuff.
Let me just say this. It sounded low-key amazing.
What?
Like, somebody smash
a sponge cake.
A sponge cake in your face and it's some clean ass cheeks. Like, you motorboat ass cheeks.
On your
and
dick.
Now custard on your dick because she gonna suck it off later. That could be kind of dope.
And then body slides with custard.
Butter slides? Who doesn't like a slipper slide?
That does sound pretty fun.
It sounds fun as shit. Yeah, I'd be into that.
A little judgmental.
You never been to a Thai bathhouse where they wash your body with their body?
Huh?
a Thai bathhouse. Like you go to Thailand, you go to a bathhouse, and they bring out all the chicks. You pick what chick you want. Or
Like
what
rush
chicks,
hour?
Yeah. Or what chicks you want, a couple of chicks. And they will literally wash your body with their body.
Like this?
Yep.
I'm not into it.
You say that now.
This is just gonna be like leg on leg. Oh, there's a Mexican dude in my backyard.
I was wondering what the fuck you were looking at.
That was for sure.
That's how a scary movie starts.
Mexican stranger in my backyard. He had some tools, and he doesn't seem to be startled. So
he ain't broke stride yet.
He's just picking some weeds. All right, well, we got a little guest on the show
Maybe
today.
it might be landscaper.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
The
door's not locked though, right?
The door's locked.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then we good.
There's a few weapons in here. He's small. He's a petite Mexican man. Damn, internet, you scary.
All right.
Okay. So I guess the last one would be a guy wanted her to throw pies at him while he jacked off.
What the fuck is this nigga? Three Stooges? Like, who just wants somebody to throw pies at them?
That's a
fucking
little
sad, man.
It's way too comical to be taken seriously ever.
Yeah, nothing is at all sexual about that. But all right, cool. That's
I didn't know this was one because I don't know what a Roomba is. A Roomba is the little vacuums,
vacuum
right?
thing,
That
yeah.
move around.
Yeah.
This girl said, and I guess they saved this one for last. My client came to my apartment for an appointment. This was like the fourth time. Saw that I had a Roomba in the corner on its charging base. She just bought it. He literally squealed and insisted that I start it up so he could watch. This fucking nerd, this is what the sex worker said, spent 2 hours watching this robot bounce around my apartment, scooping up literally no dust because I'd run it earlier. He loved it. We didn't even have sex. I'd see him every 2 weeks now, and he still needs the Roomba to run for a few minutes before we do anything else. And then she added that he sometimes brings a Ziploc bag of his own pocket lint, so he could spill it on the floor and have the Roomba pick it up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm scared to find out what that weird thing that turns me on is. I don't want to know.
You know what it is? It's like, this is why I try not to judge people unless it's like some other shit that's like illegal.
I'm judging all of this.
Because you know those videos that be on like Instagram or something, like, oh, this video is so satisfying, like ice cream
I love
coming
those.
down perfect, or like the hot press melting something like.
It's
like,
never sexual though.
But in their mind, that's not sexual. It's just a satisfying thing. Like, it's a pleasurable thing to watch.
Nah, most of this is sexual because it says.
I mean, the custard one.
He won't do anything until the Roomba happens. Like,
Maybe
that's
how he finds his peace. If you're not at peace, you're not gonna feel good. So he sees a satisfying robot cleaning up this dust. It's like, oh,
I'm sorry.
That's a clean house. Now I can fuck.
But the cock and ball torture during the Clinton debate.
Now that's different.
That's not.
That's different as fuck right there.
Something else. That is something else. Having somebody push a bike air pump into themselves and then fart on your face. That is not the same as, yo, watch this.
The weirdest
chisel
thing
this paint off.
is finding out one of your friends is into this type of stuff. I had a homegirl, and we had met when I lived in St. Louis, but she moved away, and we had only really met in passing. And then I was like, yo, I'm looking for somebody to stay with when I go out to New York for this job interview. She was like, well, hey, I stay in Jersey. You can come stay at my spot.
Okay.
So get to a spot. And again, we had never really hung out. We just known each other in passing. So get to her spot, and she has a kennel, like for like a big dog, like a chow or something like this. It's a big kennel. And as I go in, I realize there's somebody kneeled over inside of this kennel. It's a grown ass man in the kennel. And
You didn't think Silence of the Lambs or something?
No, I didn't think that at all. Cause I mean, like I don't know, man. I just didn't think that. So
Wow.
I set my stuff down. We're just talking. He's just in there facing the corner, not looking at us. And we're talking for about 30 minutes.
And this is after you haven't seen her for a minute.
Bro, like, I have not seen her for a minute. And she was like, give me a second. Goes over to the kennel, pulls him out. He has a leash, walks him around, and then takes the leash off of him. And then he starts cleaning up her apartment.
Wait. Wait. She never prepped you for this.
Nothing. We didn't talk about it until after the boy left.
And what was her facial expression like while she was doing all that?
Oh, she didn't miss a
like
beat.
Just totally normal.
She was like, come on. You want to be walked like a fucking dog? Walk like a fucking dog. She's walking him, she would kick his ass and make him crawl faster, all that shit. It's like when she took the leash off, she's like, now clean my fucking house up. And he gets up, he still got the gag ball in, proceeds to wash the dishes.
Does he have like the mask?
Nah, he just had a gag ball. He washes dishes.
White or black?
He's a black dude. He's light skinned. He might have been mixed with something like black and Cuban, but yeah, man. Cleaned up her house. He washed the dishes and swept. And I think he might have folded some shit. And then he left.
Left?
Left, man.
And at what point did you ask anything?
So after he leaves, he's just sitting there, and she had poured us some drinks, she was just drinking, and she was like, I do that shit from time to time. These motherfuckers come, they just want me to treat them ridiculous.
Was she a madam?
Yeah, I guess so. Like she was into dominatrix type shit, and she was just like, motherfuckers pay me, and I just do the shit.
I don't. That is something you have to tell your guests. You have to let your guest in on that, because that is.
I did not know what to expect, and at this point I had never seen. I'm in college. This is 2007. I had never witnessed anything like this shit before, other than like on movies and porn. Wow. So this was my intro, and I asked her how she got into it. She was like, she used to go to clubs in New York. They end like 3, 4 in the morning, but then after hour spots, they start at like 4 or 5, and they don't end till like 9. And she was like, she met a couple people at the after hour spot, and they were telling her some of the stuff that they did, and she was a tall black chick, and she had a very a very distinct look. It wasn't like somebody you see every day, and people kind of fuck with her. And so she was like, she was making extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month just doing this type of shit to like 3 motherfuckers.
What kind of life do you have around that, where it's like, yeah, every now and then? How long were you guys talking when he was in the kennel?
30 minutes, bro.
And you think he's been in there for a long time before that?
I think he was in there for at least 30. So that's an hour in the kennel, but then close to an hour cleaning up.
And he paid for that, not
her. Yeah.
That is just, that's just that kind of stuff makes me not want to argue with people. Cause it's just like, it's serious. Cause it's like, that's like a huge example of like, niggas is just wired different. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get up in an argument, or like you go at somebody in your comments, like trying to change their mind about something, but it's like, it's not in the cards for some people. Some people are just built different.
Some people are built different, my boy. And you can't call it, man, because you don't know who the fuck. That's why I don't like in apartment complex. I don't like the big ones with like be hundreds of tenants there. Like the big ones, like I know those are usually the most up to date and most newly renovated, or the newest ones that were just built. But like that's too many people, too many personalities. You don't know who you stand next to. I like small units where it's only like 8 tenants, something like that.
That's true. You're talking about like those buildings that have like 30 floors and stuff.
Nah, weirdos, bro.
Damn,
weirdos,
I never
bro.
thought about that.
I got a daughter. I'm good, fam.
Right?
I don't know.
It could be somebody like 10 floors up.
This motherfucker
just chopping people up.
Man, wearing other people's skin as a jacket. You don't even know it. This motherfucker walks his dog. He got a small dog. Every day you say hello to them. Damn. Not knowing he going upstairs putting on human pajamas and shit.
Low key, you just fucked me up, because in my mind, that kind of stuff only happened in the middle of nowhere, houses, basements.
What?
I never thought about the apartment complex killer.
What? Absolutely, bro.
Turns out he was a landscaper.
Yeah,
we good. we should be good then.
Yeah, it should be all right. You shouldn't be wearing nobody's face. Shouldn't be.
All right, so that brings us to the final segment, which is called, officially now, the Conspiracy Corner. Cue the eerie music. Hey, Japanese girls in the darkness, what are you looking at? Oh no, she's gonna bring me to hell, and now I'm in hell. Oh no, ooh. Hey, Japanese girls in the dark. Japanese girls in the gaps in the house. Japanese girls in the dark. Ooh, Japanese girls in the gaps. Hey, our music is on point today.
Hey, man. Slap in the face.
So I found a couple of little mini stories that feature, these are urban myths in Japan. Now, if you're like me, I don't know what it is, but Asian people are just scarier in horror films. Like, if a little Asian girl just popped up in here, was like, hello, I'd be freaked out. But if it was like a little African boy, you'd be like, oh, where are you supposed to be?
Where you come from,
But, movies like The Ring and The Grudge that were taken from Japanese movies, the aesthetic has always been, they're masters of horror. So this particular urban legend is called The Girl from the Gap. And it kind of messed me up because I'm the type of person who doesn't like when people leave the doors like slightly cracked or anything. Yeah. I don't know why, it just always freaked me out. It's something I got from my mom, and this made it worse. So the girl from the Gap is a female ghost that inhabits gaps between furniture. So doors, drawers, furnitures, all that kind of stuff. So she can be in any house, anywhere, and it said if you glance at her, you will find her looking at you from these gaps. So if you just happen to catch a little gap in a drawer or something like that, you'll see this little Asian girl's face. She will ask you to play hide and seek, and no matter what you say, she'll vanish and hide and seek will start. So even if you're like, nah, I'm good, she'll be like, all right, let's go. And then
pushy much?
She's a pushy little Asian girl. And it says, even though you met her gaze and all, you're pretty much safe afterwards. She won't kill you unless you see her again. So if you do happen to find her hiding again, the game will end, which is basically the hide and seek, which is also creepy because that means she's hiding and looking at you, hoping that
you see her.
You don't find her. So regardless, if you see this girl the rest of your life, it's probably going to be shitty. But if you find her again, the game will end with her being the winner, and she will forcefully drag you into the gap. From there, she'll drag you all the way to the fiery depths of hell or another dimension, depending on where you hear it. And then she'll begin to hunt her next victim. So it's kind of like,
ghosts be so strong? Why you just gonna drag me? Like,
to hell?
If you a little girl, you just gonna drag me and I can't fight you back? I feel like if they're able to drag me, at that point, I should be able to have whatever ghost strength I have to be able to fight back. Yeah, because if this bitch is hiding in gaps, obviously she ain't regular. So if she could drag me there, I should be able to fight back.
She gotta fit you through the. Imagine you couldn't fit through the gap.
Just stopping my cab and like, bitch, you gotta let me go.
The sock drawer, like,
let me go.
I weigh too much. That freaked me the shit out. Not even gonna lie to you. So yeah, if you're like me and you don't like little dark gaps in furniture, don't play hide and seek with this bitch. The only way you can win is if you're severely blinded in between seeing her, and that's when you win. Which is also lose-lose.
Yeah, you can never go to the movies again. You a bitch?
I know, right? The gap is everywhere. Just two big eyes. The other one, which is actually voted number 1 on Ranker, is called Kuchisaki Onna. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, yeah. But this one is creepy because it's like a choose your own death type of thing. So if you ever find yourself on a quiet, foggy street in Japan, probably find the most populated place because you might encounter the Kuchisaki Onna. At first, you probably won't be too upset about running into the woman because she's fine. She basically just appears out of nowhere. She's bomb. She's gorgeous and demure, whatever that means. It says she's wearing a white surgical mask over her mouth. She asks you, "Am I beautiful?" You say yes because she's fine, right? Then she takes off her surgical mask and her mouth has been slit from ear to ear.
Wow, this bitch is the Joker.
Yeah, and then she says, "How about now?" So
I still fuck.
You
go from the back.
You probably would get that mouth, that extendo mouth. That's such a guy thought to think like, oh, she got more mouth for my dick. Like, nigga, her regular mouth was enough.
It was more than enough.
She got more.
But she could fit the balls in there. Stuff the balls in.
God. She's gonna visit your ass tonight. If you say no, she slices your mouth from ear to ear with a pair of scissors, giving you a beautiful smile just like hers. If you say yes, she allows you to leave, and you think you've gotten off the hook, which is worse. But then when you arrive at home, she appears again, killing you in your own doorway.
Damn! So I compliment the bitch and I still get killed?
Hey man, women. I don't know what that means. If you say maybe, this confuses her. You run, she's so flummoxed, didn't know that was a word, that she doesn't give chase and you escape. So, main part of this story is to just never compliment. Yeah, never compliment a woman, always confuse them. Just say maybe, and you will live to see another day.
All right.
Another creepy one was called the Akamanto. which takes place in a public bathroom. So there's a Japanese urban legend called the Akamanto, or the Red Cape, about some weirdo in a mask who hides out in the last stall of women's restrooms and asks his victims a question that's nearly impossible to answer. So you get the answer wrong, you die a horrible death. If you get it right, you live, but you've still been playing 20 questions in a bathroom with a ghost. So there's no really real win-win situation.
I would lose that shit. Like, how do you turn an improper fraction into a fraction? I'm like, fuck.
And then he'd be like,
that.
And then he'd be like, that sounded like a man. What are you doing in a woman's bathroom? So the legend
is a cleaner.
Imagine he's like, yo, I've never played this with a nigga before. The legend goes, Red Cape, he was extremely handsome in real life, attracting the attention of every woman who saw him. So he had bitches on bitches. He became so fed up with women desiring him only for his looks that he became wearing a white mask, a tradition that continued in death. So if you ever enter the last stall in a woman's restroom that he haunts, you'll hear his voice. So I just wanted to implement that fear into people's mind, because now you ain't gonna look at no gaps, you ain't gonna trust no pretty women in the street, and you for damn sure ain't gonna go into the last stall in the bathroom. I'm even in a men's bathroom, I'm gonna be thinking about this shit, because I don't play that shit. I don't just...
And the last stall though, like either last stall or the first stall, those are usually the biggest ones. Like sometimes you need to stretch out.
What do you mean?
Like when you traveling and shit, man. Like I need the space for my suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take my jacket off and hang that up. I need the space, and the biggest stalls be either the first or the last stalls. I'm going.
So do you like stretch your legs into the other one?
No, I don't do that. I mean, when it's small, I just have to, contend to what I have. But if I can get a bigger one, I'm going to the bigger one.
Well, I mean, this is definitely something that I feel like everybody's gonna think about in the bathroom, because there's actually I just found another bathroom one called Hanako-san, which is another bathroom one. What's the deal with Japanese and toilets? That's what the ranker said. But in this tale, Hanako-san is the ghost of a young girl who haunts the girls' bathroom at Japanese public schools. She can be found in the third stall in the restroom on the third floor. These are very tactical and strategic jokes. School children whisper instructions on how to conjure her, and you have to knock on the door of her stall 3 times, call her name, and ask if she's there. You're asking for it at that point.
You absolutely are.
Jesus. And then it says sometimes she pulls you into the toilet, sometimes she yells and frightens you. Her MO seems strictly to scare the living shit out of young girls. Even though pulling somebody into a toilet is a little bit more than scary, that seems like.
Yeah, as I said, ghosts ain't got no job. Like, who cleaning up the underworld or the afterworld? Like, y'all just got the time just to be scaring niggas and shit? Y'all need to be more productive.
Maybe that's why kids be coming back and appearing, because they maybe they make dead kids clean up the underworld, and they be like, fuck this, and then they just go on our world. So every little ghost kid, it's like, I had chores. I'd rather do this. It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
It's just overall.
I'm gonna miss dinner, so I gotta eat your soul. Wait, what?
It's pretty dark.
I got some hot dogs in the freezer, my boy. You ain't got to eat no souls around here. It's weird.
I feel bad for all the people who watch this. I get a lot of messages saying that people wait till it's nighttime, they smoke, they turn off all the lights, and then they watch this. But I feel bad for y'all, because I would not be taking this shit very well. Especially when you
when they hear something from the other room, they be like, when they press pause on the podcast, it's be looking like,
it's the Gap Woman.
The fuck was that shit?
But we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Damn Internet You Scary. Hopefully we creeped the bejeebies out of you and grossed you out a little bit too.
Yeah.
This episode was a lot.
It was an episode a lot. I'm gonna start getting more in depth in the shit that I've been through, because I think they deserve it. But this episode was a lot.
Yeah, bring us those dark. We said on Internet is Undefeated. You kind of know about the dark underbelly of every city. You'd be like, you've been to New York? Like, yeah, I've been to the Empire State Building. Like, yeah, the hookers there. Stab you if you don't if you don't have change for a 20.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really need that change, my boy.
But yet again, thank you guys so much for watching. I have been Patrick Cloud.
I'm Tahir, boy. We'll see you next time.
For sure.